and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Wednesday, June 11th.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
We begin with Mayor Joe Hogsett. He is now admitting to sending late-night text messages to one of the women who accused Thomas Cook, his former top aide, of sexual misconduct. This all comes one day after an explosive city-county council meeting in which the council president had another of Cook's accusers removed. Danielle Zulkowski reports.
Lauren Roberts and Caroline Ellert both say they received late-night texts from Mayor Joe Hogsett. He admits to sending those to just Ellert.
It's not, I suppose, unusual to become more familiar in your conversations with people. And as long as there was, in my estimation, no intent to make anybody feel uncomfortable. In retrospect, though, I can understand how some of those comments may have been taken out of context.
Reactions from both sides of the aisle were mixed.
As someone who, serves part-time, runs campaigns, evening text messages with staff are things that unfortunately have to happen, and we pull late nights, but the content of those, particularly around the poetry, especially for a married man, gives me great pause.
So I'm not going to judge on that. I don't know all the other circumstances around it. I will give you that it was different.
When asked about the messages, two Republican councilors say this is a sign to continue with the investigation to get additional answers.
They need to at least answer why these were omitted and not put into the report into the beginning.
What we need to control is to continue that investigation. Right? We as councilors have that in our ability to make sure that we subpoena that. We could subpoena actually if we want to, but bring that information in. And so that's where we've got to get to and get to that point and start doing our own review.
Hogsett's own party stopped short of calling for him to resign, instead sharing a statement with reforms the Democrats aim to make. Danielle Zulkowski, IT-Mate for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Earlier yesterday, a woman who used to work in the mayor's office confronted Hogsett at a downtown restaurant. Our IT-Mate was the first on the scene. During a one-on-one interview, our Kyla Russell asked the mayor about what he said to Maggie Adams McBride, who also says she was harassed while working in the city government. Just take a listen.
I know Maggie was in there. Tell me a little bit about that conversation with her.
Yeah, I was having lunch, and so she came up and we did have a conversation. It's unfortunate that she's left the office because I thought she was a wonderful employee, but she's moved on to different things, and I just simply wished her the best.
This is Maggie Adams McBride walking into a downtown restaurant. Hogsett is inside after deciding not to attend a press conference on an unrelated matter. And when he left the restaurant, I tried to ask him questions. Sir, why'd you cancel your press conference? It comes after an explosive city-county council meeting last night.
Do not put your hands on me.
Oh, don't even do that.
That Adams McBride spoke at, calling for the mayor's resignation.
Has not been held accountable for internal harm experienced by its workers. We have heard from survivors who have experienced retaliation, harassment, and systemic neglect, and these patterns don't just exist in isolation.
The mayor's former deputy campaign manager, Lauren Roberts, tells me the mayor's top aide, Thomas Cook, groomed her for years. She was thrown out of last night's meeting. Hogsett told me he was watching.
And what did you think of the moment that Lauren Roberts was thrown out?
I thought it was incredibly regrettable.
For the full one-on-one interview, just head over to our website, wishtv.com. In other news, Los Angeles police are enforcing a curfew downtown after a fifth day of protests over President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown. President Trump has deployed another 2,000 National Guard troops and 700 Marines to the city. LAPD's chief of police says they made nearly 200 arrests yesterday. California Governor Gavin Newsom says LAPD had the peaceful protests under control and concentrated to just a few blocks before the National Guard and Marines were deployed. He is blaming President Trump for the escalating violence.
But that's not what Donald Trump wanted. He again chose escalation. He chose more force. He chose theatrics over public safety.
According to the Pentagon, deploying the National Guard and Marines to Los Angeles is costing the federal government up to $134 million. One of the hundreds of people who were detained says she was not even taking part in the protests. Veteran Brittany Nicole talked exclusively with me. She says she found herself in that contained area off of the highway where the rioters were located, and then she and a number of others were apprehended. Take a listen.
The cops had lined up on the left of me, like you saw in that video, and were pushing us down the street just in unison saying, "Move, move." And then to the right, there was another line of cops also telling us to move back in the direction that these cops were telling us. So we literally just got kind of surrounded and then detained.
For more of my exclusive interview with Brittany, just head over to wishtv.com. Back here in Indiana, Governor Mike Braun and Congressman Jim Baird joined U.S. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins as she signed new waivers for 3 more states to remove items from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Indiana has previously received waivers that remove soda and candy from SNAP programs. Idaho, Utah, and Arkansas were the latest states to receive SNAP waivers. 6 states have active waivers, and Rollins says more will be added soon. Let's talk sports. The Indiana Fever fall on the road in their 5th straight game without Caitlin Clark. Natasha Howard led the team with 15 points, but the Atlanta Dream took control of the game in the second half and cruised to a 77-58 win. Next, the Fever return home to take on the New York Liberty at Gainbridge Fieldhouse this Saturday. The Pacers take on Oklahoma City Thunder in Game 3 in the NBA Finals at Gainbridge tonight. The Pacers and Thunder are tied in the series 1-1. If you can't score tickets, the Pacers are hosting an outdoor watch party at Morris Bicentennial Plaza. Tickets are $20 and go on sale this afternoon. When it comes to the weather, it's another pleasant day. Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morris has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
Take advantage of this because it's going to be pretty wet this weekend. Current conditions, sunny skies, 75, and dew points are in the upper 50s. Once you get to around 60 is when you feel the air more with the humidity, and we're going to be going that direction for tomorrow and the days ahead. Storm tracker right now, high pressure off to our south and east. This front that we have off to the north, that is just going to linger in Wisconsin and Michigan through the next couple days until we get the trailing cold front that brings our rain chances late Friday through the weekend. Current look at air quality. Look, it's not too bad here in Indiana. This is, of course, from the Canadian wildfire smoke. You go back into North Dakota, and they have hazardous air quality as most of the smoke is making it down to the surface for them. But again, it's mainly elevated for us in Indiana, so not too big of a concern, but will create a haze on the horizon at times. So for today, temperatures in the mid-80s for highs, winds out of the southwest about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Lots of sunshine, but it is a filtered sunshine because of some of that smoke. If you saw yesterday's sunset, another colorful sunset is on the way for today. Today's high at 84, 84 in Bloomington, 84 in Kokomo. And how about Chicago, making it to 90 degrees? We have yet to make it to 90 degrees here in Indianapolis so far this year. We'll have the chance to get into mid-80s today, tomorrow also in the mid to upper 80s. But going into this weekend, it's a wetter pattern that's going to start to set up in our area. We're going to have waves of rain on the way, on and off through the weekend. Saturday looks to be the wettest of the days. All of the latest look and timing at the potential rainfall totals coming up in my full forecast.
To get a peek at Ryan's full forecast, just head over to wishtv.com, or you can download the Wish TV Storm Track 8 app. And don't forget to check out our Storm Track 8 weather blogs. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Wednesday, June 11th. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV and wishtv.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.